Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Let's Ruin Our Lives. I am your host, Josh Hensley, and before we get started here, I would just like to make something abundantly clear. If you are pro-MAGA, pro-Donald Trump, pro-ICE, pro any of that administration in any way, go fuck yourselves. Don't follow this page. You have chosen the side of evil, and no, you are not fucking counterculture. Joining me... Joining me today to discuss many things, one of which will be how the status quo is pretending to be the counterculture. It is a very lovely duo coming from Chandler, stalwarts of the Phoenix, Arizona punk rock scene. It's Chris and Anthony from Nut.
Hi.
Thank you guys.
I like that intro.
Thank you.
That's really cool.
Thanks, man. Thanks for putting up with that. I just wanted to make that very clear. This is as far left as you can fucking go of a podcast. Okay? I believe in actual freedom and not fucking fascism. So I think we can all probably agree on that. And I would assume most of the people who have been on this podcast are the same way. So anyways, what should we talk about first? Your new album or your pretty sweet show coming up with the Queers?
Ooh, let's see the album.
Okay, yeah.
Yes.
So, is it all finished? Do you have a name?
Yeah, so our album is finished. We did have to scratch a song just for time constraints.
Yeah.
But it's called Rejects Anonymous. It's going to come out, I believe, on the 19th from what I got it scheduled for.
Oh, okay.
So we're going to have a little actual release show on the 26th. We don't have all the information for that yet, but eventually we'll get that posted up soon.
Yeah, nice.
So it's going to be...
So January 26th? Or, I'm sorry, January 19th?
Uh-huh.
Okay, nice. Hell yeah. So that should be out now. Today, we'll say, is the 13th of February. So everybody go fucking listen to that. Where can we listen to it?
You can listen on any streaming platform that you want. I know everyone's pretty pissed off at Spotify.
Yeah. Personally,
I just have it because it's grouped up with my Hulu bundles, so that's how I watch my TV. So.
Oh, okay.
But check out Apple Music, YouTube, wherever else you check music out, you know,
Nice.
It's going to be there.
And can we purchase it on like Bandcamp for download?
Well, eventually I want to get a Bandcamp thing set up, but we are going to make some physical release CDs.
Yeah.
So once we get that through, we'll be able to sell them for like $5 a pop.
Hell yeah, nice.
So.
Okay, so going back to CDs, is that like, is there a resurgence in that now? It makes a lot of sense.
Personally, for me, I just I like that, old school feel for my age, like type of thing. Because I mean, I kind of grew up like where cassettes kind of transitioned into CDs.
For sure.
And I'd always use my CD Walkman with me all the time growing up.
Definitely.
It's having the media, that's awesome.
Yeah, the physical media is very top priority because with everything going on, AI stuff, taking over artists' music and utilizing it within their algorithm, it's just ruining everything for the artists themselves. Like we have no creative control over our own use.
And then even for the consumers, like you don't really own it when it's all digital. They can just take it.
You just basically buy the licensing to listen to it. You know? So it's like with video games now, you don't really own the games now. You just own the right to use that game.
Right. That is so fucking bunk, right? We were actually just talking about this with Devin from Penelope and the Suitors. I think you guys know them or him, right? Yeah. Which,
Cool.
He's younger than all of us, much younger than me, obviously. So it's just like really funny to see him like teaching people how to burn CDs. Like, I found that really amusing. But no, I think that's smart. That's so much easier for you guys to put together and make rather than like a vinyl album. You know what I mean? You still have to go through a third party and stuff. You guys can just rip it from your computer, right? So what about album art? Where are you set with that?
We got that all figured out. I'm going to send you it right now while we're at it.
Oh, okay. Nice. Oh, yeah. Tight. So what are we looking at on the album? How many songs? What are the themes?
6 songs.
Okay.
It's like 5 now.
5 for now.
I scratched the extra one. We were going to put MK Ultra on there, but I mean, we'll say that for another time.
So the themes are like, so we have the song CNN about the mainstream media, and then Not Another Generic Punk Song.
Nice.
So it's kind of like, the themes would be like critical thinking and not just believing everything you're told, and kind of like that feeling, not so much to promote like being a reject or on the outside, but kind of just making people know it's okay to feel that way.
Yeah. Nice. Fuck yeah.
Don't have to like keep fighting each other over, what we know is really going on. The whole, like, personally, all these subsidiaries is what keeps people apart. And then,
Right.
like, I get, like, we all want for the better of the good of people, but with all these groups like clashing with each other, it makes it really hard. And that's what they want us to do, is
Yeah.
to keep busy with that while they keep plotting against us.
They want us to fight each other when we all have more common ground than we do with billionaires and corporations.
Yeah,
Oh,
dude.
for sure.
Like, we're all normal people. Like, we're not any, like, famous pop star. We ain't Taylor Swift or whatever. Like,
Right. Thank
we're
God.
Yeah, thank God.
We're not CIA.
Right. I want to get more into that in a second here, but do you guys have a bass player now?
We're just floating with that idea right now. I know there's one guy, we need to get in touch with him soon.
Yeah.
He wants to get back over here, but with Chris over here. Because I had him come by with just myself, but I wanted to try to get Chris by so we could play everything and see how it would work out.
For sure.
We do have another person that is very interested. His name is Max. He's from Rectified.
Okay.
He actually learned about that just the other day and said he'd be down to do it. So
Nice.
I think we'll give him a chance if he wants to pop on the show or something once in a while.
Yeah, because we play with them a lot now, and they're awesome.
Oh, okay, nice. Yeah.
So we get a lot of offers.
Well, that's cool. Yeah, like we were saying before we started recording here, you guys have done a fucking lot since you were first on this show. How many shows do you think you've played since then? It's been like, what, 5 months, 6 months?
Shoot. Well, let me see. I would count on my phone.
We lost count at 74.
Nice, dude. Fuck yeah.
So let's see. We finished with 73 shows from just last year.
Wow. That's awesome.
But we're definitely going to tone it down a little bit this year just to get some things together.
Yeah, and probably play bigger shows, but less. Not 70. Maybe only 60.
Did we
Well, it
play a
looks like
show at all?
You guys are getting like
We did.
more and more recognized in the scene and also outside, right? I mean,
Yeah.
how did you get the show with the Queers, which is next week, everybody?
Mike and the Molotovs.
Oh, okay.
Mike and the Molotovs invited us. So
Nice.
they threw the offer out. I was like, hell yeah, dude. Like, we'd be
Sure.
honored to do that.
That's dope.
And
It was cool to think of us, because when they got on, they're like, oh, I know a band that would be perfect for that.
Hell
And
yeah.
it's funny because it's the last time we've been like making music together since we were 16. And we listened to the Queers and stuff, but we never thought we'd like open for them.
Right,
That's what we're
yeah.
looking for.
What do you guys have any like anxiety about that show, or are you sort of nervous?
I do, kind of.
For sure.
And
It's so
I think
nerve-wracking.
it's like a combination. Like our first couple shows, we were like throwing up. We were so nervous, but now I
Yeah.
think it's like this one we're nervous because it's a big one. The other ones, it's like excitement
Right, right.
too. But this one was still a little nerve wracking.
For sure. So what's the plan? Are you gonna go like super hard, throw shit at the crowd, or beat up some Nazis?
Like,
I don't know. We could go punch a Nazi together if you want. That'd be
Yeah,
cool.
fuck yeah, do it for me. This is for Josh.
it's a night.
Hell yeah. Well, dude, what happened at the
pepper spray?
what was that, punk rock bowling? I was there, but I was way up in the front of the crowd. But apparently, there was like that dude wearing that SS shirt or whatever over in the crowd, and he got his ass knocked out.
Yeah,
So there's
I saw
some
that.
around online somewhere you can find it. But
That guy must have been a sadomasochist. He was the one that did
For
it.
real.
if I had
dude.
known he was there, I would have gone for one myself. I would, but usually I usually try to resort from like fighting people, like unless people like that.
Yeah, for
If
sure.
I had known he was there, I would have fucking gotten everyone in the front too. Those guys are wild up front, dude.
Yeah.
I got like over a couple times by people crowd surfing, and I lost my glasses in there.
Oh, that sucks.
So-
Damn. Did you get them
But-
replaced?
No,
Damn.
nah, they're all.
They're on the side.
Oh, okay, yeah. No, I know the pain, man. Yeah.
Mine broke years ago, and I didn't get new ones.
Wait, I'm sorry, Chris.
I'm always like,
Oh,
oh, my glasses broke 2 years ago.
that
And
sucks.
so now I'm always like,
Fuck, that sucks.
Mr. Magoo.
Mr. Magoo.
Any vision insurance?
Yeah, I just got insurance through my work, so now they
nice.
cover I think $120. So that's like 2 frames.
Yeah, hell yeah, that's cool. Fuck yeah. Well, I think Nationwide Vision usually has a good deal. I don't know why I'm plugging Nationwide Vision, but or America's Best. America's Best is pretty good.
Yeah, I usually look America's Best.
Yeah, they're pretty good. I think I got these through America's Best. No, I went somewhere else. Anyways, you know what, Chris, you brought up a good point that like that guy wearing the SS shirt probably a sadomasochist. I kind of think a lot of these fucking alt-right dudes who like put themselves into situations where there's obviously a bunch of leftists and liberals, it's kind of like they're looking to get beat up. Like,
I think so.
You know?
I think so. Because unless you're just so delusional, like, I could take him, but...
Right. No, you're not going to take on thousands.
Some of them, I think, are really, like, government-paid agitators to, like, start shit, like, draw people in.
For
so
sure.
that way you can be like, look what these crazy punks are doing.
Definitely. No, for real. I mean, did you see that footage after, ICE killed that woman, of that guy burning the American flag, and people were like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, nobody was cheering him on. They're all just standing around him like, what the fuck are you doing? You know?
You're trying to get them so that we could be like, look, they hate America.
Yeah, exactly. It's fucking crazy. Well, fuck yeah, I'm really happy for you guys, dude. I can't wait for this new album, Playing with the Queers. Who is Matt Stash, and what does he do?
Matt Stash Productions. So it's my good friend Matt. He got us our second show back then in February.
Oh, nice.
And ever since, we just kind of built a really good friendship over the time.
Yeah.
And now he's running his own production company,
Nice.
and he's also our booking manager.
Oh, okay.
So it's really going to help alleviate a lot of that stress with us. But
Sure.
he's also trying to help grow and, elevate those bands around him to grow as well. He
Yeah.
wants to help give them that platform. I'm slowly kind of working my way into working with the production company.
Okay.
So I'll be more like a host for the bands that go over to the Mill of Madness location, where they normally hold their Saturday shows every week.
Nice.
So
We talked about raves last time. They always have a rave after, so it's like now they do like punk and metal bands, and then it's the rave. So it's kind of funny.
That sounds really fun, actually. Hell yeah. Where is that at?
Tuki?
it's like
Oh, okay. Okay.
The place is Mill of Madness, so it's like a haunted house, or it was. So it's made like a haunted house, but it's also like a film studio.
Oh, sweet. That's fucking
It's a
dope.
really cool place,
Yeah.
and the stage inside is cool.
Nice.
So the address is 3749 East Alana Avenue.
Alina?
It's, Atlanta. My bad.
Oh, okay. And you said it was called Mill Madness?
Yeah.
Okay, nice. Oh, yeah.
It's pretty cool, man. You have to check it out whenever you get some free time.
Yeah, I'm fucking trying.
Definitely being happy.
He then is playing tonight at the Blues. I'm going to see if I can go to that. I live
Oh, nice.
right
Oh,
up
I
the
wish I
street.
could go to that.
Yeah.
We
So are there...
Zero show tonight.
Yeah, there is at the Blues. I was going to say, so with like Ground Zero shutting down, which really sucks. I wish I could have gone there. Are there other underground places that are available to play at, or that sort of provide the same sort of community?
I'd say probably for sure like MySpace. I believe Last Exit as well. Oya Oya Crepes.
But Grand Theft is the best one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's also going to be some works coming in. I'm not going to really say too much, but we're trying to look for another DIY place with Matt
sure.
Stash.
For sure.
Oh no, I was just gonna say, so they'll live on.
Right, for sure.
They'll live
for
on.
sure. Nice. Why are they closing down? Just like costs?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The economy.
That sucks. Yeah. Titties, ass, and punk rock. That seems very fun. Can you guys describe to the audience what that is?
It's at Yucca Tap Room.
It's a burlesque show that goes on during the band performances.
Okay,
Like
yeah.
during a couple songs in the beginning. It's really awesome, actually. They do some crazy stunts.
They like
sure.
lay on a bed of nails, get
Oh,
ankles
wow.
up, and
Oh shit.
yeah, it's wild. It's kind of hard to pay attention when they're like doing all this crazy stuff. You're like, I don't
Right.
even know who can bend that way.
I remember the last time I went for the first time. It was when El Googly Diablo was playing that night, and there was this. I remember later on that night, I saw this chick walk on like a staircase of swords, like with her
shit.
feet. I was like, "What the fuck, dude? Like that's
Goddamn.
insane!"
A staircase of
I
swords.
was like, I would love to play that, and they ended up hitting us up about it, and I was like, "Yeah, we'd be down to play."
That's,
Now we're gonna be they're like, oh, we'll keep you guys in mind for one of the next ones.
yeah. So you guys had a lot of fun, I imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude. And surprisingly, the crowd was very like genuine, so I was very stoked. My expectations shot through the roof.
Yeah,
So-
for sure. So it seems like there's a pretty big sort of underground like scene of burlesque dancers. Like I know there's one in Vegas called the Freakorama, and I didn't know that there was anything like that in Phoenix. Do you find any like similarity or crossover between the burlesque scene and the punk scene, other than
It's all
Gotcha.
about like the art of expression, I'd say. You know, you're
For sure.
able to freely express yourself without any judgment,
yeah,
but plenty of support. So I
dope.
think that's the meaning of it, you know. And honestly, like the more art that we can get out into this world, the better. You know,
Yeah,
that's
for
what we need.
especially extreme
So-
art. I think like
Yeah.
now
That's
more
the
than
thing,
ever.
too. It's like extreme art.
I like people that do the hook stuff, you know, where they're just dangling on the hook. It's pretty
Yeah.
interesting.
I saw a documentary about that.
Oh, I think I know which one
It was the guy from HTC.
Dude, wasn't he out here?
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Oh shit! Okay.
I went to that place and got my first piercing too.
He turned his
That's
girlfriend
fun.
into a cat.
What do you mean?
Like she got her like Achilles
Oh.
heel tendon like elongated to give her like a cat like pouncy kind of stance, and then her face is all tattooed, and
Damn.
he split
Oh my
like a
god.
snake tongue.
Damn.
He
Nice.
was a little strange. He was kind of abusive. And then he would do the suspension parties.
Yeah.
The people in the desert from hooks. But he wouldn't do it. He was like, it's not for me. But he loved putting hooks in people.
That's funny. Hey, you know, different strokes for different folks or whatever. I think
As long as you find, your niche and it's consensual, I guess.
exactly for sure. You know,
Oh,
I
number
think
one.
I think my cousin actually did that. The going out in the desert and do like the sun ritual or whatever with the hooks in the chest. Yeah.
Yeah, and a lot of cultures across the world that have been doing it for like thousands of years. It like
Yeah.
puts you in an altered state of consciousness.
For sure. I think I would just be screaming the whole time, but
Me too. Yeah, an altered state. Yeah, I'm in pain.
so
My back.
so speaking of BDSM, I actually just interviewed a dominatrix / comedian. Shout out Mistress K, wonderful woman, super fucking cool, and she really like opened my mind up to what would make somebody want to be like dominated. You know what I mean? Like I always thought of it as like a shame kink or like a pain kink, but she was like, nah, it's just what they're into. Like she gets people from all walks of life. So I don't know why I brought that up. But I just found it interesting, you know.
And it's like a spectrum too. So some people might be into the shame and pain. But there's like
Yeah,
it's like a whole culture.
for
I did a lot of research about it.
Underlying things that can fit, so it's deeper than we all know. Kind of cool though. It's so nice.
So so at Titties Ass and Punk Rock, did you notice any like creeps or like people who were baffled or like perverted like in the audience? I mean,
Not really. There's a couple like guys that were like maybe a little, but they were like still respectful about it.
yeah,
They were being because they have announcers guys, and they're basically like look, but don't touch our dancers, and
yeah,
like just be weird. And I think for the most part, people are pretty respectful of that.
Yeah, usually the Yucca has a pretty good crowd over there, and a lot of people know each other, so it's just one of those things where they'll make sure they protect, their people.
for sure,
So
for sure.
it's always a good thing.
We haven't really seen too many creeps at any shows in the scene.
That's
No,
good.
not at all.
Awesome. What was I gonna say? I forgot what I was going to say. Okay, so let me ask you this, fellas, from None, Chris and Anthony. Do you think humans are hardwired to reject culture even when that culture is beneficial to survival? Or is that a distinctly American phenomenon, such as people not wanting free healthcare or free education?
Wow, that's a good question.
I think it's American, but I don't think it's like a natural phenomenon. I think it's just been like something happened in the late 60s where like intelligence agencies and just the people in charge in general just kind of realized, like in different countries, the cultures are a little different. So like in the UK, they already don't have their guns and stuff and like
Right.
are used to like less freedoms, so they're more willing to give in. But with Americans, we've been inbred or ingrained for kids that freedom and individuality is important, so they had to approach it a little differently.
Right.
So I think it's through like propaganda and just like not explaining things, like half truths and just lack of information.
Right.
That kind of scares people into not wanting things that would actually help them.
Yeah, interesting. So like the way that we're all brought up, you know, being forced to believe that this is the greatest country in the world, freest country to ever exist, blah blah blah. But then when you look around and learn how all the systems work, we're clearly not. So, okay. So,
We're
I mean,
free, we have to work out like 3/4 of our lives.
It's a big letdown on our government.
what do you think it is that makes like right wing conservative people so? Is it just propaganda? The way they reject liberalism and like leftist ideas?
Yeah, and I think it's because like with the political spectrum, like if you go too far on any side, it leads to authoritarianism. So when they're going after like more conservative-minded people that would probably be more moderate, they scare them with all these stories of communism and like the
Right.
extreme left.
Totally.
So then they associate any kind of liberalism with that, and then with leftists, they kind of scare them with the fascists. And I kind of think it's like a fight between the elites, like to decide how they're going to control us, like.
Right.
So they kind of, instead of being like, do you guys want to be free and have a liberal democracy? They're like, well, you can choose fascism or communism, but you have to choose one.
Right.
And
Yeah.
but in reality, if you talk to a normal person from any side of the spectrum, they want the same thing. They want their family to be safe. They want to be free. They want, to get along. But then they just like instill this hatred and anger and like closing your mind to the fact that we're all humans.
What do you think is their most effective weapon to do that closing of the mind?
Anything that plays, the heartstrings, really.
Emotions, yeah.
Emotions.
Right.
That's definitely how people get kind of riled up nowadays, on the far right and such. They're just so unwilling to listen. So
Yeah, for sure.
it's almost like you're talking to a fucking 2-year-old. You're just like, I can't do this. And then, like, these guys,
We become a very emotional culture.
Yeah,
But,
very true.
yeah, they don't encourage critical thinking. It's just tribalism at this point now. So it's like, oh, you don't believe exactly what I believe. I'm against you. But it's really just like a small percentage on either side that's really that hard-headed.
Yeah.
And then everyone else in the middle is just like, I don't know what's going on. And I think that's like part of the control too, is you don't know what to believe anymore. And it's gonna get a lot harder with AI.
oh yeah, AI is going to ruin it.
For sure. There's a whole bunch of AI videos of that ICE agent killing, I forget what, Nicole Good, I think was her name. Like, just totally trying to twist the narrative. So obviously, like, propaganda and, like, twisting people's mind against, like, the so-called other, like, that's not new, right? Like, that's been going on since civilization started, I would assume. How do we, or since we're all artists here, or I guess I used to be, what would be the role of the artist, or what could an artist do to help, like, I guess, free people's minds?
Putting out, different ideas and just different perspectives and encouraging, you don't have to agree with us, but just consider what we're saying.
Yeah. Oh, I like that.
No point. Yeah, and just kind of encouraging critical thinking. I think the important thing to do for all of us is to decentralize from things because they're kind of putting us all into these boxes.
Right.
And centralized power always leads to control and corruption. And we have to decentralize and kind of go back grassroots and support, focus on communities instead of as a whole. I don't think the future will be the United States is one country anymore. I think it will kind of balkanize.
The united world.
Yeah.
Well, that's what they're working toward.
The world order.
That's almost there.
So, do you think Arizona would join California, or would Arizona want to be its own thing? Because honestly, I mean, I'm not from here. I'm sorry, I'm not from here, but mainstream-wise, Arizona takes a fucking lot from California, I would say.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? At the same time, rejecting everything about California. You know?
Right.
There's this weird...
A lot of cultural effects, you know?
Yeah.
I think it could go either California or Texas, because Texas is going to be a main player. Because their economy is if they were to separate from the United States, they'd be the third best economy in the entire world.
Oh, shit. Okay.
They have so much resources.
Yeah.
So it could go either. I think part of California, Arizona, and Texas will be one, and then the Pacific Northwest, and then the 13 colonies.
It'll be like Fallout. Eventually, we're just gonna have atom bombs coming down,
right?
And then we're gonna have different from all regions of the world,
that's
in the country.
Scary is these leaders everywhere, no matter what country you're from, and if they're on the right or left, they're all working towards this police state AI system. And
totally,
I'm nervous that because we have the numbers, there's more of us than there are of them, and they know that. So it's kind of scary that they have nuclear weapons.
Dude, they're already using drones too for cops, So you can already see them flying through the apartments looking for people and calling them out through the speakers. It's already
disgusting.
We're screwed. So we got to stand up now and do something about it.
So
that's kind of what
our
whole thing with none.
Yeah.
Is to kind of encourage critical thinking again and to have people kind of start decentralizing, because we can still do it in a more peaceful manner. If we just stop participating, there's not really much they can do.
Right, for sure.
But that window is closed, I think.
It certainly looks like it. Okay, you're making me think of a lot of things here. So, can you guys think of any nation in this world? Okay, before I ask that, what is the goal of civilization to you? To me, it would be to strive towards utopia as much as possible, even though that word means no place. So right. the Greeks recognized that utopia is not possible or whatever, and it's ingrained in the word itself. But all the resources that we clearly have enough resources on this planet and sustainability practices to put into place to make sure everybody's clothed, fed, educated, taken care of for their entire fucking lives.
Yeah.
Okay. So, is there any nation on this planet that looks like it's actually trying to accomplish that? Or are they all just, like you said, just creating these fucking fascist states? They're all just basically slave states.
Yeah, I don't really think there is a nation that truly wants to actually have a free country anymore. I think at the top levels, they're all working towards that same goal. I think there's infighting about who's going to be the one running the show.
Right.
But I think they all agree, we're working towards totalitarian, society.
They're all in the pockets of each other too, so they're just hand in hand with each other.
Very true. Very true.
I think the real war, because everyone's oh, what about China, Russia, all this? It's really we the people of the globe versus these governments, because they're working toward the same goal.
I saw a kitty in there.
So to lighten it up a bit, have you guys been watching the new season of Fallout?
No. Oh, well, Anthony has.
Oh, okay.
Dude.
No spoilers.
So
no spoilers, but I want to know your thoughts.
I love it.
Oh, okay.
I love it.
Okay.
It's something it's set loosely in the Fallout world, but it's not related to any of the video games, of course.
Right.
But the way that they have it going on right now, I enjoy it thoroughly. I'm excited to see what's going to happen. Hopefully they make another season or two.
Yeah.
Probably hit another couple locations from the games.
So there's only 4 episodes on this season?
Yeah, so they're releasing them weekly every Wednesday.
Oh.
They're doing that, dropping them all at once like they did last time.
Keep the hype up.
I literally just knew that it came out, or found out it came out like fucking 3 days ago. I didn't know it was already out.
And you have to catch up on it. It's really good.
It is. Now, I don't want to ruin it or anything, and I don't want to sound like a jackass or a sourpuss, but that's what I am. What's with all the fucking jokes? It seems a lot more jokey this time around. Is that just
very
me?
jokey?
It's very jokey.
Yeah, I feel like I like it though. Personally, I feel like it gives it that wacky personality trait, so that you were kind of playing more like an unserious role in the game, so to speak.
True.
You know, just kind of like mucking around. But I get that too. You know, you want it to have more of like a serious, story-driven, like linear, like drive towards it.
Yeah.
But for me, I'm more of a silly guy, so I don't mind it.
Nice. I like that. Not really related, but did you ever watch that show Yellow Jackets?
Yellow Jackets? No, but I've heard about it.
It's great.
I've seen
it's about that.
That's the one with the soccer team.
Exactly. Yeah, they get trapped in the Canada wilderness when their plane goes down, and it's not a spoiler. They revert to cannibalism and they worship like a fake god, the antler goddess or the antler queen or something. It's fucking really good, actually. Yeah, I'd recommend it. But okay, back to ruining everybody's day here. When are we going to get sex robots that are indistinguishable from human beings?
Any week now, bro.
Okay, why would you want sex robots that are indistinguishable from human beings?
I would say a good like 5-10 years.
Nice.
Some crazy humanoid robots they're making in China.
Oh yeah.
That are like they're still like they have that uncanny valley where you're like that's not real, but close.
But you see how they're making those robot servants now that people can buy for like a shit ton of money.
Really?
It pretty much like it has like this AI tracking system or something like that, so it's able to kind of act like normal human bodily functionality.
Oh wow.
It's really weird. Like they're still having their like issues and such, but it's kind of scary to see how far you come.
Here's my problem with the humanoid robots. If they have opposable thumbs and they can pick up stuff, they can pick up a knife or a baseball bat.
True.
Like and there could be so everyone gets them in their homes, and then at 3 a.m. they come into. So if you get a robot, you're gonna have to lock it in a safe. You'll just hear like a tink from a knife trying to get out, and you're like, oh.
It's like a gun. You have to keep it in a special cabinet. That's pretty funny.
But there's people that are like, oh, free babysitter, and like leave it with their kid. Like, cook a turkey and watch my kid. No.
That's fucking funny. Man. Okay. I just wanted to be silly there with that.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see here. What do you think the end goal of this fascist movement is?
I think it's to erase individuality and the concept of personal autonomy and freedom. And they're doing it in a weird way. I think they've learned their lessons from the last century, and they've kind of like I think they're like the elites are fighting over which flavor of totalitarianism they want. So that's really the struggle going on. But the end goal is control, and it's hard to say.
Yeah,
it's definitely for control, but it's like a weird like it's gonna be like technocratic fascism. So like the tech companies are gonna be the ones in charge. Like earlier last year they made all the tech CEOs like Sam Altman and what's that dude, Peter Thiel, army officers, lieutenant colonels in the army.
What? Well, why?
That's the question, because they're gonna be running everything.
Jesus.
And then Plantier, they're already working in Israel. They're doing like killer drones and stuff, and like tracking. And the guy, he pretty much admitted like, yeah, we're gonna kill terrorists. But the problem with that label is terrorist is gonna be anyone that isn't a fascist.
Right. Sure.
They're gonna be like, oh, you're growing your own food, you're a terrorist. I'm gonna kill you with a drone.
Right.
Like, I don't want to die from a strike.
Can you explain to me what Planeteer is? Because I'm not exactly sure.
They're an AI company. So actually, you know what's funny? There's this CIA whistleblower named John Krikow or something, and he's the one that blew the whistle on the torture program.
Oh, okay.
During the Obama administration.
Okay.
And the Obama administration.
Like Guantanamo?
He's the whole program that went to prison because he talked to a reporter about it.
Okay.
But he was on an interview, I forget if it was Joe Rogan or another podcast, and he said that the CIA was the first the CIA has their own investment firm, venture capitalism firm, and they're the first ones that gave them their first $1.5 million.
Oh, wow.
So let's see exactly what they do.
Yeah.
Plain your wiki. So it's actually named after the crystal ball from Lord of the Rings, where they can like see the future.
Jesus Christ.
So it's an American public traded company that develops data integration and analytics for government agencies, militaries, and corporations to combine and analyze data.
Damn.
So it's deep state.
Evil.
Yeah. And which one was it? It was Alex Karp was the one that was talking about how they're
Look how old he is.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's probably like 27 or something. It looks like he's fucking 50.
Yeah, that's what happens when you start old. He's 58.
Oh my god.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he looks like he's 80.
Yeah.
And it's like these guys are like, I feel like they were like, those guys that were like, they just felt like, I'm gonna get back at all the bullies.
Yeah.
When I'm an adult, and they became billionaires, and they still have that like hatred where they just want to kill everybody.
For sure. They could have joined punk and just made music.
That's what we did.
Damn.
But no, they had to make killer butts.
Imagine if Mussolini was a punk rocker.
Right. There's a song. There that could be a if Mussolini was a punk.
Floating around.
That's fucking funny. So I'd like to talk about something, and I sent you, Chris, that video. I want to give her a shout out from Angela Marie Bennett or Benedict. She's this awesome goth, I don't know, woman creator, I don't know what you would call her, on Instagram, who she's actually 46. You would never know by looking at her. She's beautiful. I'm just saying, that's neither here nor there. But she's always stressing that, like, goth and punk, like, these are like cultures. These are subcultures. You know what I mean? And I'm sure, as everybody has seen, there's been this influx in obviously like preppy, fucking cool people, influencers, pretending to be goth. You know what I mean? Like, it's so obvious. So she's like, you know what? Like, sometimes gatekeeping is necessary because these people don't really care about the values of the scene. You know what I mean? A lot of them are fucking secretly MAGA, secretly like right wing and shit. So I wanted to give her a shout out and props to her. I'd love to have her on this show. What the fuck has made it that conservatives think that they are counterculture? People saying that conservatism is the new punk, Donald Trump is punk, like, it's people saying shit like having a family and kids is the new counterculture. Like, no, it's not. What makes them think that somehow liberals and leftists are in charge when they're literally in charge of everything?
They must be. They must be high on crack. Is my honest opinion, dude.
Right?
I don't get why these people have such a backwards sense of thinking.
It's not even
weird.
It's weird because it's not even like conservatism anymore. It's like straight up fashion, and even conservative, like normal conservative people, where they might just be squares, and even they're like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah.
For sure.
But I think it's all part of the propaganda thing to reach people that are more impressionable and don't really know anything yet.
Right.
It kind of like in the 60s, the CIA and FBI did the COINTEL program, where they like snuck into like the Weather Underground and Black Panthers and would cause them to, give like these ideas where they'd be like, oh, let's go bomb this building, and then they would.
But it's like bomb a building, they'll solve
the plane was written by FBI agents, and they're the ones that supplied the explosives.
For sure.
So I think it's kind of like that, but in the modern. I don't think any of those programs really ended, like MK Ultra or COINTELPRO. I think they just why would they stop doing something that's working? They just kind of
Right.
change the name and compartmentalize it
Definitely.
Reformatting into something different
Do you
for
think
the times.
do you think any of those programs evolved into modern day pop music?
Yes, I do. I think it, and not only that, but psychiatry and a lot of the, just anything that shapes culture. I think the intelligence agencies and the powers that be, they have an interest in kind of shaping it. Like anything that has potential to change minds or influence a movement, they try to get in right away. That's why, we have to be careful moving forward to make sure that, we keep a cooler head,
Oh, man.
because they're going to try to goad people into a civil war, because the end goal really is to destroy the idea of us as a country and a nation and get us more used to the idea of being in a global power structure.
Right.
But the United States is one of the last, because they messed up by instilling in your generation and our generation that freedom is important and individuality is important, and then
Right.
something changed during Bush and Obama. We're like, whoa.
Yeah.
Actually,
For real.
authoritarian is good. So they have to, that's going to be the last domino to fall before they get their wish, I think.
That's deep, dude. Man.
What do you think it will take to topple fascism? Because, nobody wants to see people pulled out of their homes and shot in the street, right? Like, I certainly don't. But as we all know from history, revolutions only work when they're bloody. So,
Yeah.
how do we reconcile those ideas? You know what I mean?
If we want to do it peacefully, we have to encourage and stress the importance of knowing history and know, like, beyond just American history, but world history, and to instill values of empathy and loving your neighbor, and so we have to do that
Yeah.
and encourage not just education but self-education. Like it seems like doing your own research and reading about stuff comes taboo.
Yeah. You know what? I just had
And
an
we
idea. Sorry to cut you off. You just gave me an idea. Okay, so I just called out like posers, right? So what if we took the approach of like, let's say, I don't know if this is a great example, but like the Nation of Islam in like the 60s and 70s. Do you know what that is?
Yeah.
Yeah. Malcolm X was a part of it, the Five Percenters. For anybody listening, it's not really an offshoot of Islam. It's sort of its own thing, but they do worship Allah, and they believe that Muhammad is the prophet of Allah. But they teach that 85% of the world are sheep to the 10% of the world who are the dominators, while 5% of the world are like the enlightened educators or whatever, right? And so a lot of what they did, such as like in Malcolm X's case when he was in prison for breaking and entering, robbery or whatever, was and a whole bunch of other unfair charges, was he got approached by a 5%er in prison who had him study history and read the Quran and open up his mind and stuff. What if, and to relate this back to the posers, what if instead of gatekeeping and repelling them away, we see someone at a show who seems kind of new, you know what I mean? Like, who seems like they may not really understand the values, and and I hate to make punk seem like a religion or like even really a philosophy, but there is an ethos to it, and that's anti-fascist. You know what I mean? And it's pro-diversity and like freedom of expression. We don't really do that in the punk scene. You know what I mean? We're not really about educating others or like, hey, like, have you read this book? Have you thought about like the lyrics of these bands that you're listening to? Like, are you sure that's something you really agree with, that you really want to be a part of? Or, you know what I mean? Like, what if we were more integrative in our approach and like, you know what I mean? What do you think about that?
I think that's the way forward, because that's something that's kind of turned me off about a lot of subcultures, is the us versus them, which I understand. There's people that might appreciate it and not really know about it and want to learn, but then they get turned off by somebody being a dick. So I think the best approach is to approach it with empathy and like educating people, and then if they decide, oh, that's what it's about, I don't really want that, that's cool, go your own way.
Right.
I think we need to encourage that a bit more instead of, because that's the whole thing with the tribalism.
Mm-hmm.
And like that's why like I always stress, because I know people that are more conservative leaning that aren't bad people that don't like MAGA, but
For sure.
they try to talk to people and then we're like, fuck you, man, and it turns them off and they might become an extremist,
Right. Totally.
because they're like, well, everyone hates me, this must be, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
I think we need to start looking at common ground
Right.
and stress that we're humans, and kind of stress that loving each other is important.
People got to open their hearts more, because I think they're really afraid of knowledge, and they're really afraid of just like being able to experience something new that's out of their, comfort zone,
For sure.
So if people just kind of realize, maybe it'd be for the better, to kind of accept, other people's opinions and, just be able to listen, full-fledgedly, it could be some numbers in the long run, it might help contribute to you becoming a better person,
Yeah.
That could be your moment that would just make you want to just flip a whole 360 and maybe you'd see the light,
Because that's what the tools they use to keep us divided, is the tribalism.
Right.
Well, you're on this side or that side.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of like how they're like, do you want Stalinist communism or do you want Hitler fascism? It's like,
Right.
well, why can't we have a balance again?
Right. For sure.
Why can't we be free?
Amen. Do you think there are MAGA people who aren't racist?
Yeah, so I think they used a lot of emotional language to get these people, because I actually know a couple of people that thought they were MAGA until this stuff started going on. But I mean, the whole slogan, who doesn't want their country to do good? And I think some people look at it as, oh, I want it to be a safe place for everybody and blah, blah, blah. And then when they realize what it is, and I honestly think that he's actually a double agent to try to destroy the whole nation as a whole.
Yeah.
To get people, oh, look, they're all crazy. And I think that certain players in the Democratic Party, they like discredited the two-party system, so they're running to the ground. So that way they can be like, that didn't work. Let's have this one-party technocratic,
Right.
Society. Tech companies and AI will govern us. I think that's going to be the next push, is AI governance, because they're going to be like,
Intel's going to be the big brother running that shit.
because they're going to be like, look, all these people are on the Epstein list. All these people are corrupt. We can't trust humans. Let's
Right.
have a robot do it.
Okay. So you think the Democrats are going to be the ones who enforce the techno?
No, I think it's going to be the Republicans.
Okay.
Because that's the only way you're going to get the conservatives on board with it.
Yeah.
Right. Interesting. That's terrifying. Fuck. Shit, man.
I'm not trying to
And
No.
I'm going to join a pro-human gang when that
We're all humans here. We unite as one.
God damn it. Okay, who's more evil, Charles Manson or Erica Kirk?
Well, Charles Manson didn't murder his husband.
Nice. That we know of.
Question, because we actually were talking about that before we got on here.
Yeah.
My thing, I think, if it came down to the lesser of two evils, I would say Erica Kirk is way worse. Only because I feel like she was definitely with the demise of like Charlie in some way or another. It's just like her whole body language in the end of it all. Like someone who would be grieving for their husband, if anything, you wouldn't just go on stage and just start, showcasing yourself like everything was
For real,
normal.
yeah.
On the Charles Manson side, he technically didn't really, I don't think he really killed anyone from my knowledge, but
had some zero.
yeah, other people did.
All right. Erica Kirk, more evil, for sure. Do you think... I'm sorry.
The way they met too, and is like basically she was like his. Because if you look at it, like her mom worked for the Department of Defense and other things, and he went over on his first trip to Israel, and they met on a blind dating, and then she like attached herself to him right away, because as soon as he started questioning Zionism and he started being like, oh,
Right.
this is bad. Because one thing that was good about Charlie Kirk is like he had his beliefs, but he would listen and like talk to people,
Right.
and like he kind of wanted just to encourage critical thinking too. So once he started to think about it and was like, "Oh, this is evil," and started to kind of pull away. That's like the worst thing you can do.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think...
Like, definitely a lot of stuff he says, obviously not right either.
But we're humans and we're growing, and then as soon as he's like, "Oh, you know what?" Because there's actually a clip where he started talking. He's like, it is a genocide, and like he started opening his eyes, and like the person that was interviewing him, you could see their eyes change. He was like,
I think he was killed like a couple days after that.
Yeah. And I think it's how you perceive the information and take it as you do that decides, who you truly are as a human being. Because if you're not taking that shit so seriously, like all these dumbass MAGA hats, and actually utilize the information and do some critical thinking of your own with the information you already have. You could try to piece something more together that you might not have known. So there's always bridges that are needing to be filled, but people just don't really see it that way.
But that's why they don't want us to talk to each other, and they want us to hate each other right away, so we don't find that common ground. Because I think what made this country good is, like, obviously we're more liberal, but, like, having that balance kind of kept it in check from going too far to one extreme. Kept us, like, because we were able to agree to disagree and work together, and we're like, okay, we all want the same things at the end of the day, but they don't want that. They want us to be in our boxes, and eventually they don't even want us to leave our homes. We're just gonna. That's why they give us, like, we're not free, but we have the solution of being free because they let us go buy weed or beer.
And then they'll implement, like, they're going to implement smart housing, right? So then with the AI technology implemented into that, like, they'll be able to lock you into your fucking houses whenever they want to. That's another thing. Like, I don't want any of that shit in my house, dude. No Alexa stuff, whatever the hell it is.
That CIA whistleblower I was telling you guys about earlier, he already said that with smart TVs, the CIA can and has just started watching people through it. And they can just, even if your phone's off, sometimes every now and then it'll like turn on and start recording you either through the camera or just the microphone. And there was this way, I forget exactly how it was, if it was like under a black light or something, but you can actually see like when your phone starts doing that. And it like starts flashing, and it's like on, even though it's off, like the camera will start flashing.
You know what? Sometimes I'll be looking at my phone, obviously, and it will say that, like, the mic's on. And I'm like, well, I'm not saying anything. Why is it? Okay. That fucking sucks.
I've talked to that before, and we were talking about stuff like this, and then all of a sudden I hear a beep, and then it's like typing talk to text everything I've been saying to him.
Damn.
And then,
Jesus Christ.
Like, I was like, oh, now they know.
They have all my information.
Jesus. So,
crazy.
Like Anthony was saying about critical thinking, like, I think one of the stumbling blocks for the conservatives or whatever, people who believe in MAGA and shit, is that, like, a lot of them think they are doing critical thinking, but it always ends up to, like, blaming Jewish people. You know what I mean? It always goes down these conspiracies of, like, everything I think is right, and here's all this so-called evidence, all this prefabricated disinformation that they latch onto. Like, is there any way as, like, an artist to, like, fight against that other than putting out your own art? I guess you can be a hacker, right?
You could dox them if you want, but I mean, I don't really... legally, I don't recommend that.
Right.
Well, just sucks that to... knowing for sure you have to rely on these whistleblowers, but then the CIA is so dishonest, and even the whistleblowers, they might think that they know what they're talking about, but everything's so compartmentalized that they could be working their entire careers on a bullshit project that's a cover for something else.
Right.
So it's like
that daycare center that got shut down. Remember? It was supposed to be a daycare center for kids, but they were just taking all that money and shit.
Oh, yeah.
What the fuck was it called?
The Leering Center?
Yeah. I heard that wasn't true. Is it? I don't know.
No, it's true.
Oh, okay.
It's true. But that's the thing, too. That's the thing. So they have them, like, lead them down this rabbit hole, and then they keep them, like, stuck. Okay. And then they have the left, too. So instead of coming together and be like, well, this doesn't make sense, it's really the billionaires and corporations that are fucking us all. You know what I mean? And it's never, like, directing it at the actual people in charge, or even at MAGA or at the left. It's always the normal, the liberal kid down the street, or the the young Christian Athletic Association kid. It's never like the people that actually are the ones doing anything.
True, very true.
So everyone's just so set in there, and that's what makes me really nervous, because like it's like a powder keg waiting to go off, and we're not each other's enemies. It's the billionaires and corporations. No matter what mask or label they put on it, they're all working towards that technocratic
I remember growing up back then, you could just go outside and you could see your neighbor and be like, hey, neighbor, what's up, dude? Now you don't even see people doing that no more, dude. So
everyone's waiting for a fight.
Yeah.
True.
They're so hostile.
I was talking about things.
Yeah. Go ahead.
With somebody, and the same day, I got called a fascist by somebody, and then a couple comments later on the same thread, I got called a commie, and I was like, well, which one is it?
That's fucking nuts. You know, to go on your point, hold on, I'll be right back.
Oh, that's cool.
Okay, so I went to the grocery store today on one of my few outings, and I wore this jacket. It's a white bomber jacket,
nice.
Right? It's nice. It was cheap. It's comfortable. It's fucking cold right now. And I wore my boots. And the whole time I'm thinking, like, do people think I'm like a fucking ICE agent or like a fucking skinhead? You know what I mean? Because, like, unfortunately, as I'm sure we all know, the original skinheads were anti-racist, black and white youth in England, inspired by music made by black people, like, and then the neo-Nazis co-opted the look and everything. But it's a fucking nice jacket. So, like, I'm just like, I was literally scared that someone might call me a Nazi or something. You know, I live in North Phoenix, so there's no fucking leftists around other than me and Tim from He Then, who actually lives very close to me, it turns out.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. You know what I mean? I forgot what the point I was trying to make there was, but you know what I mean.
God, no.
No, but I don't think so. Because you don't look like a Nazi.
No, you're a good man. Like,
oh, thanks.
That's what I'm saying. Like, people can go off perception and, you know, do what they want with that, but, like, unless you get to know the person, you know?
Yeah.
I always hold my judgments until I hear the people speak for a couple minutes. Yeah. And I'm like, oh, you're an asshole.
For sure. Well, you two are some of the rare ones. That was my point, was perception. The way they shape perception or whatever, and like in media, the way it shapes the way you view the world and how you think things are, you know?
Mm-hmm.
There should be like courses on the history of subcultures. You know what I mean? Because obviously punks weren't the first, hippies weren't the first, beats weren't the first. You know what I mean? I'm sure subcultures have always existed. Even like the cult of Dionysus, in a sense,
right?
Like that was all about ecstatic ritualism and fucking losing yourself in the moment and being free of the confines of society. Like the idea has always existed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay, we have to wrap up. Let me try to end it on something fun. And thank you guys so much for coming on. I love talking to you guys. Yeah. You know,
it's fun to see how much to your podcast, because I tune in every now and then, and it's just fun, man. We love you.
Yeah, dude.
Oh, thank you.
It's really amazing. All these cool artists and individuals come through on your show.
Thank you.
And get interviewed. Mm-hmm.
Thank you. I appreciate that a lot, guys. If we can get those numbers up, everybody please hit like and subscribe. It helps so much. The algorithm, I don't know what's going on, but
algorithm gets flooded with AI and spam memes.
And also, like, once you start like getting more popular, they try to hide you a little bit.
That's what fucking seems like is going on, honestly. We're almost at 1,400 followers on Instagram, and like the fucking likes and stuff have gone down, and like 20,000 less people are viewing the page every month. I know I shouldn't care about those things, but you know, obviously I want it to be successful. You know what I mean? But
yeah, like personally, we were at least up there at like the 80,000 like views per month, but you know, like kind of dropped down to like 50K on average. So
right.
I mean,
what the fuck?
Either way, I mean, I'm not too concerned about the views. I'm concerned about the message and, you know, the music getting out there.
For sure.
And we still get our critics every now and then, but, you know, it's like, if you don't like us, you know, why are you even looking, you know?
For sure.
Go somewhere else.
This might be fun. I might be playing a show on acoustic guitar in March. Possibly.
Nice.
At the Punks Unplugged. Have you heard of that?
Yeah. Jesse sets that up, right? Jesse Yonkers?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. He sent me a flyer or whatever out of nowhere, and I was like, hey, can I play? And then he wanted me to send him like songs and videos of me playing live or whatever, so I did. And he called me goth or whatever. I was like, okay, whatever. You know, I like to mix it up, but I might be playing a show in March. So
Sick, dude.
That'll be my first time in
Matt?
11 years playing live.
Come see it.
What day would it be on?
So, I don't know. I'm not sure yet. I think it's the first Wednesday of every month.
First Wednesday.
Yeah, at Rips. Pretty cool bar. Okay, well, we'll end up here. Thanks so much for coming on, guys. Please follow None. Get their album. It's out now on all streaming platforms. It's called Rejects Anonymous. Great fucking band. Great fucking dudes. They're playing next Friday, February 20th at the 44 with the legendary The Queers. Pretty stoked on that. And I don't stop being douchebags all the time, I guess. Okay. From my heart to yours, mahalo. Oh, like and subscribe. Thank you. Mahalo.
I know, but I'd rather be blind in heaven than sighted in hell.
But guess it really isn't sin. There's a better way to do this. Get your super bug. Don't read no magazine, not a super bug. You kill about what people think because you're insecure. You don't want your heart, it's your own, but not too sure. Take some words of wisdom to play a simple vice. And be the to live it, that sure be nice. Start your own trend. Start your own trend.
Let's ruin our lives.